Our final segment here on Offside Sports, brought to you by Turtlebox Audio. Live free, listen louder. Find their amazing lineup of outdoor Bluetooth speakers, turtleboxaudio.com. Thank you to Paul Teran, everybody at 84 Lumber in Otay Mesa, California. Supplied us with the building materials for our set. Reach out to Paul for all your building questions and needs at paul.teran84lumber.com. Dave Pele and Mike Costa with you here in studio. Allison Raslaf is on assignment in Northern California. Kind enough, though, to zoom in. Baseball season, spring training, you guys, absolutely in full swing. It'll be just a matter of weeks before we hear play ball for real. Excited about, well, okay, Dave Pele is a diehard Los Angeles Dodger fan, and he has been that way since I've known him. He has never been a fair weather or whatever. He's always been a Dodger fan. Excited for the season upcoming, or is it like, we won the World Series last year, maybe a little bit of drop off this year?
No, I'm always excited for baseball. Even if the Dodgers weren't supposed to be good this year, I love baseball. I'm one of those guys that watches a ton of games. I always try and see something I've never seen before, but I absolutely love it. And so the fact that the Dodgers are supposed to repeat, it's even better. Again, if there's a work stoppage and they have a chance of a three-peat, that's even better. Look, my team's in a certain situation compared to Allison's team that's put together by Scotch tape, so I think it's going to be exciting for me.
Allison Ratzlaff, rebuttal?
Well, I am also excited, and I will tell you, I was in the airport the other day, not in San Diego, up in Northern California, and somebody in front of me was walking, and somebody was walking towards him, and the guy looks at the guy in front of me and was like, "Hey, go Pods!" And I didn't realize that the guy had a Padres hat on, and I was cracking up because they both had Padres hats on, and I don't know where they were from, but I was like, "Oh, look at us!" But I'm very excited. I have to say, this whole MLB PA thing has me very nervous.
Yep.
That we will have a big extended lockout next year, and that makes me sad because I would really miss it. There's so much baseball. It's got it all, and I think some of the things they've done in the past year or two have made it more fun, and the players are they're just more fun, entertaining. The shortened up game with the pitch clock, like there's a lot of great things that have happened, in my opinion, that have made the game even more fun.
We are going to have a lockout unless a miracle happens. You look at baseball and you look at baseball ownership, and the money that a lot of these owners are worth. And Steve Cohen, the owner of the Mets, is the richest baseball owner at well over $23 billion, worth $23 billion. Edward S. Rogers, who owns the Toronto Blue Jays, poor at $19 billion. Mark Walter, who owns the Los Angeles Dodgers, though, at $7.3 billion. So it starts to drop off by then. And then you get the Monfort family in Colorado, the poorest team, and he's worth $700 million. We'd all love to be poor and worth $700 million, but are we really at that point now, Dave, where it's just such a massive gap between the haves and the have-nots? The haves can spend the money and get the players because it's all about winning, and it's all about how much money you're willing to spend. That is the recipe now. They're not cheating.
No. So, and not to correct you, I'm going to correct you. I think the Reds are the poorest team.
I'm sorry, you're right.
$400 million.
Cincinnati Reds are at $400 million. My bad.
And to give an example of that amount of money, $400 million for an owner of a Major League Baseball team, a team that was in the playoffs a year ago. Manny Machado's contract, when it expires, will have over $500 million. So you have a player that made more than an owner of a team. So, yeah, there's an issue going on.
Yeah.
But the Reds, again, were a playoff team. And if you listen to Chris Bassett yesterday, who's now with the Orioles, he came out and said, look, this whole work stoppage thing that might happen, the one thing that the Major League Baseball Players Associations have never done, they won't agree to a salary cap. The NFL has a salary cap.
Yep.
And guess what? You had a dynasty with the Patriots. You had a dynasty with the Chiefs. The Eagles have been to a bunch of Super Bowls. It doesn't equal which team has a better chance to win. It's how the organizations are run. And so, Jeff Passan on ESPN, who I trust, actually was the first guy to come out that I saw say he does not believe there's going to be a stoppage for the fact that all the new TV money that's coming out, the owners get paid next year. And if there's a work stoppage, guess what? They don't get those
Not
checks.
get that money.
And the owner of the Reds needs it, the owner of the Rockies needs it. Everybody wants that money. And for Alice and I, who are huge baseball fans, we don't want to see a stoppage.
Can you say after the show today, I want to talk to you about correcting me on air? But I don't want to do it right now.
Did you notice I kept my lips zipped?
You,
I didn't say
it
a
was one of
word.
those, as soon as I said Rockies, I went, no, it's the Cincinnati Reds, you moron. Allison, what does that do? You are one of the most diehard baseball lovers I know, and you're one of the most diehard female baseball lovers that I know. I mean, does that absolutely, do you then cling to this upcoming season so much harder, knowing that there's a great chance of this thing going away?
Absolutely. And what it makes me hurt for are people, the players who are starting to get older.
Yep.
And, and even our co-host CJ, he's 28 years old. And so you start to think about, gosh, if he loses a whole year of his career, or you look at even the older players like Manny Machado, who I love, you see him he's already older. And now what's he going to, miss a whole year? And I just think that you're going to have guys kind of check out. And I don't know. I think it's really going to be terrible for the game. I think you'll lose a lot of fans. People will come back.
Will they?
Well, that's a good question. And I think, are people getting fed up with greed and all this money? And, some people are, having trouble putting meals on their tables. I don't know.
Right.
I think you'll lose some people probably for good. Yeah.
Okay, and Allison, I look at it, and Dave, I look at baseball as it's one of those. It really is probably the closest to family entertainment as you can get. I would never take my family to an NFL game, NBA, NHL. I don't know if I'm doing that, but you see families at baseball games.
Yes.
And it's so, and Allison, you said baseball has done such a great job with the players and kind of making them realize, hey, there's a bunch of little kids watching you guys. You're their heroes. Kind of live up to it, Dave. But you got families who grasp onto this, and they're, hey, this is, we skimp, we save, we sacrifice to come to the game once in a while. Yeah. And you millionaires and billionaires now are just taking that away from us. You think the fans come back?
You know what? It's always a huge question. The big thing that saved baseball in '94, remember there's a lockout, and they just stopped the season in August.
Yeah.
And Tony Gwynn had a chance to hit 400 that year. That was cut short. But then there's no World Series. I wanted to see a class action lawsuit from Major League Baseball fans to say we didn't get a World Series. But they didn't follow. Season ticket holders should have said we invested, we never got a conclusion. In '95, what saved baseball was Hideo Nomo, Japanese player, comes over, huge amount of interest.
Yep.
Okay. And also Cal Ripken Jr. was chasing the consecutive game streak. And then all of a sudden in '98, you had the steroid thing, home runs. Home runs put people back as fans. I don't know what you could possibly bring after, let's say, a year or two lockout to say what brings the fans back. It's a dangerous game to play.
Well, it's not as if, the owners are going to say, okay, you know what, it's bad that we had the lockout. We've been gone for a year, maybe 2 years. And we're going to cut the price of tickets in half. We're going to cut the price of beer in half. We're going to cut the price of hot dogs in half. A T-shirt that costs you $50 will now only cost you $25. That ain't going to happen.
No.
There's no baseball owners that are Arthur Blank.
No.
Like he cut concessions down for fans in Atlanta with the Falcons. All right, who we got to bet on this week in the world of sports? The bet of the show is presented by our friends at Owner's Box Daily Fantasy. Sign up at ownersbox.com with our code Offside, or download the Owner's Box app, sign up, and use the code Offside. Click on ownersbox.com. Start playing today. All right, Allison Ratzlaff, we have, I believe it's just NBA right now that we're choosing from. Or I guess you could have chosen from the Nissan Open or whoever sponsors
and
it now.
Hockey, you can do hockey.
That's right, the Genesis Open in Los Angeles for golf. But we've all gone NBA. Who is your bet tonight?
I have Steph Curry having more than 24.5 points over against the Boston Celtics.
Okay, that is Allison's bet. Dave, who were you going with?
I put a lot of time into this one. Did a lot of work on this one, and for me, I just want to, if anything, I just want to do better than Allison. So here's the deal. I'm going Former Net James Harden now playing against the Nets, more
Right.
than 20.5 points.
Okay.
As he's now with the Cavs, but I think James Harden sticks it to his old team.
I think so too. He's been averaging over 25.5 points a game this year, but we both did that research, so it's good to know that we're on the same page. I am going with, is it Pascal or Pascal? Siakam. Pascal Siakam. I'm going with him. Siakam, excuse me. More than 23.5 points tonight in his game at Washington. All right, those are our bets of the show. As we put a lid on this episode of Offside Sports, a massive thank you to everybody here at the Loft 100 Studios for making this show possible. Thanks to Turtlebox Audio, Municipal Clothing, Babemos Tequila, Chase the Sun at WeDrinkTequila.com, 84 Lumber for their support and partnership, and Turf & Sons for the surface of a brand new stage. Click on turfandsons.com today. Most of all, thanks to you for hanging out with us. For Dave Palais and Allison Ratzlaff, I'm Mike Costa. We will see you next time.